civilians, children, with your mouth. You have killed some civilians, children, with your mawak. Is that true?
That is wrong.
You have killed a border guard official, isn't that?
That is wrong.
You want to tell this commission you have never killed anybody?
If I've ever killed, then it was sanctioned by your boss, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings.
It was what?
It was sanctioned by him.
Sanctioned by?
Rawlings, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings. Let him come here and answer that.
Adabuga, I'm sorry. I hope the chairman will not be upset with what I'm about to tell you. Are you Christian? I saw you swearing with the cross. Are you Christian?
Yes, what about you? Are you a Muslim?
I'm a Muslim. Do you fear God?
Yes, what about you? Do you fear Allah?
Inshallah, I do fear Allah.
Okay.
Rawlings was a soldier who went into a bloody coup d'etat. Bloody coup d'etat, shot and killed many in order to gain power. Should we give him a bouquet of flowers for the coup d'etat that saw the lives of many? Have we so soon forgotten our history? The bloodiest coup d'etat that ever happened in this nation was instituted by Rawlings. He killed many in order to become leader of this nation. Is that not a murderer? So I am wondering why there's so much noise.
Right. I will say I'm more kwaba. Na we a young person in Twam Jena say oh na yensua this history because it's important say this is what Rawlings did to Nkofo. Video ameba be kire no. Me person mo utwa video no. Now who the intentions the Rawlings former President Rawlings are when you baby ko and the ba and is Senator Rawlings. Aji kunadu Rawlings Senator awoye MP kole klote. The ne papa at the year nipa kuo bi ewuya ya kum nipa papa no tie me on say ye shase na ye dike about niema Rawlings here we want to find out say is it true say JJ Rawlings ekum nipa wo Ghana no enipa bi si wo enyo no ane two video am de be kire no pay attention the last video Rawlings here ya odi wuye and it's so terrible ono abe catch on the list very bad and today our time this history is tragic. And today, some people will say somewhere and got the infantry, the audacity to come out, omunye shame to talk again about the atrocity that Rawlings did to Ghanaians. This is very bad. This is a reason show. Stay here. Now, memo video me no then we repart to Nibeba. As of time, former President Rawlings now Kofo ba you know Kofo set up a committee, National Reconciliation Committee, said enema Bonia Rawlings here you know yendi hu nkomo now yentie enipa na Rawlings esuma no no ne nam Adabuga Lance Corporal Adabuga na wono eba committee no commission ho nansemu a wono kan che se hwe the arrogance che say any that time no monkafra why to say che say what okunkura wonwene ho no wonder say Rawlings targeted the Asantefo and today ubenya Asantefo bia so soon omo yere fi enema boni a Rawlings dia yi nkofo bia busuafo so soon o yere fi Jerry John Rawlings boni a wode di Ghana fo bi now tia ha say ne ento aso ebemen omo interview no we a young person and
you have killed some civilians, children, with your mawak. Is that true?
That is wrong.
You have killed a border guard official, isn't that?
That is wrong.
You want to tell this commission you have never killed anybody?
If I've ever killed, then it was sanctioned by your boss, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings.
It was what?
It was sanctioned by him.
Sanctioned by
Rawlings, Flight Lieutenant Rawlings. Let him come here and answer that.
Adabuga, I'm sorry. I hope the chairman will not be upset with what I'm about to tell you. Are you Christian? I saw you swearing with the cross. Are you Christian?
Yes, what about you? Are you a Muslim?
I'm a Muslim. Do you fear God?
Yes, what about you? Do you fear Allah?
Inshallah, I do fear Allah.
Okay, I also fear God.
You fear God?
Yes.
Then one day, you and I, we shall meet before God.
Yeah.
And you will have your day.
I haven't finished with you. Do you remember sending us to Tesano Club? Every evening we meet there, and then you will pick the trail from there and go to these people's houses. Is it right or wrong?
Adabuga, you are not here to ask me questions. I'm the one to ask you questions.
But I'm helping you. I'm helping you to get to the point.
Adabuga, you just came to this commission just to lie. Sir, I'm very sorry, but I have to say this. You have been sentenced in absentia by death or firing squad because you were a criminal.
What criminal? You were photographing people and videoing people for them to be executed. Is it more criminal than that?
You think so?
You stand there and video people, and then they torture them and kill them, and then you go and sleep.
Sir,
is it normal?
Is this fair? We can go on with this exchange, sir.
You are bringing the matter, so let's talk.
I'm just asking the chairman. Can we continue, sir?
When I interrupt you, you always complain. So I'm giving you free range to do what you like. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Adabuga, the other day a lady came here, which you yourself, you were driving a Mowak. You killed her children at Labadi. And I heard her story. Have you set to question yourself, to have mercy, to stand and look for those people and say, I am sorry?
I am saying that if I haven't done that, then, Mr. Chairman, you can correct me. I stand for correction. Whatever I did, I came before the commission and I told.
On say, the course so 1979 June 4th and then 81. Nearma Jerry John Rawlings. Edi soldier sem eti say soldier for no mabo bodam on say ohwen komokra the Bl00d na on say I say those time I say obi a wa bodam na dwene nyatwuma I say wo yare woni tirim I say sabre soldier for no nyina wo mabo bodam because I say eni omo ye nyina ya bodam sem it doesn't make sense I say ohwen na I say one say animal be a wo de hwe ni behavior no on say so you can imagine enipa na Rawlings do omo ye adwuma see etimi twika fa nipa so ye bonipa ma e ma ye huru om ho ne twom ma wo masabi wo ma sese ni nyina na no kru wo ye young person tie obi enu ota Rawlings ne na busuafo but enema boni a JJ Rawlings ye no enkoda bebre no a ye wo mu 90s no they have no idea and because of asumdwenti ye twaso and today Murtala Mohammed can go to parliament and talk about JB Dankwa so we traitor now obi MP obi eko hit it back on Rawlings as a murderer. Na ye nyani pebiti wo manum say ade na wo kana Rawlings na busuafo no ade won mo ye special than JB Dankwa na. This is very bad and terrible. This is very bad and terrible. And the young people of today open okure na sa wonye hypocrite ya. Listen. We adia Rawlings ye no. Entimi mpepam free ne man ho da in any political platforms. Me, if I become politician, every day we will remember these Ghanaians. We will never forget. You don't feel those days, you don't feel that. Jerry John Rawlings time. And you don't feel you don't feel that. We will make sure to remember, say, Papa way in the kun say nipa way nyina. Utia the buga some more canoa was say, Bibio ye be a young Kubusa Rawlings. Na me we so I be show video be actually stay here. Pacho. Your friend audition had the reason so yenta will be at Asemi and Tenipa. Inti, as a kind kodanu every political situation. Rawlings did this to Nkofo Wemu, Afrifa, Champon, just a General FK Akufu, General just Kote, Bobosa Aminfo, just a AMC, just a Boache, just a Wokunkum Panwa. Eti, and ya dear see Yami review, as a Kaka Manon, Nananum. Say adia Rawlings ye So se ba ne say ya na wo mahunu say say Rawlings ade a wo ye no ye hunu ni nyina na akoye say o me wira fi ye wira fi dia wo wira fi a eno a ye wo asem now yentie awudifo no ebra no modi nkomo yentie.
This is what happened. It was an accident. I didn't just drive on them. And I'm telling you, it wasn't a Muwak, it was a Pinsgua. So you see that you are a liar.
Adabuga, you are a criminal and a petty liar. And as I said, a day will come, you will have your punishment. Even by me discussing with you, you're too low for me. I ride high. I could not be taken anywhere.
You will give your evidence.
Yes, sir.
I am not low. I've been to your country for Middle East operations. Do you think anybody can go to Lebanon and do what you did here? You were not having any official position with the PNDC. You were not a soldier.
I'm not asking you.
You were not a lawyer. You were not a politician. You just came in. You had a stanza by yourself, a bodyguard and a pistol. You remember your Yamposa, and your job was to inform on your fellow Lebanese. If you were in Lebanon, you would have been a dead man by now. You are lucky to be alive. And I hope they are listening. The Asians, you are a traitor to them,
Adabuga,
and you are a traitor to the Ghanaian people.
You are a liar. You are just a liar. Somebody must have taught you to come and speak. A person of your caliber, you will rot in hell, I'm telling you.
And you will rot in Guyana.
No problem, man. We shall see. Right on, brother.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
You can do nothing.
So no further question, please.
Okay, we'll meet outside.
Right. Thank you very much.
If you are strong, let's meet outside. I'll show you.
Just say the guy is like a monster. What say? Oh yeah, Pema is your bonte. I will show you. Yes, he's a soldier monster. What is Obia? Or you crazy human? What bought down? I we and another Rawlings in Umudili. Edi kunkuma man for ebusu for. What you say? Okumuni pebia. You musa Rawlings. Papa J. And they were Ghana for say. Upiwa yen kanechira sem. Sadi and you better watch it. Would your pay your mind sika yet pens we would you be a second who I become what sem now fear for Philip Heat in be to say today Ajama Rawlings in May Zinato baby I bet in a beer what to be as Philippine as Philip Sani Papa and Sam Fuma would do any Rawlings at Trimodina would this summer Papa J D any want me and what my Jeffan said you will be on your view. No, we must be bold enough to shame the dead. And you know, Germany, young person, you better a D Adolf Hitler crowd. A D Hitler, ultimate to be crowd, ultimate to D. Our Germany, a D because of atrocities, killing people, who didn't pay who shame what jagu from. And today, you see, we say, Rawlings and you on a year, you will more share. Now, from the horses eat all mouth, Rawlings be won or ye interview we, Pacho Nyabutre. Tie ono ankasa list ya ye kasa Rawlings kumnipa bebre amose wo yeboa wono execution wono ase ye busan se every 5 year wo day wo say wono kra na wonka list no nti kire wo say list na ye kasa Rawlings or execute nipa bebre no say ye no kre every 5 year wo day wo say wono kra na eye general bia no gini die ene dada no we general bia no gini die na hwed Rawlings asam no kok on pese obeka wo on pese obeka no kre Rawlings just we bold say wono kra no o chechire wadwe eduba bi wo se me kra me kan now yentie interview we na nipa ne bebisan say eye dai na wokoku Afrifa ne tie wo wi a so wokonya tibon koso bi ka kire wo say Rawlings nkum obi a eye wo wasem nipa kuma Rawlings kum wo mo eno ka ho na Ghana na ebre emoja Jerry Rawlings wa hwie gu during the PNDC AFRC Breso, Ghana, we are paying for that souls. Until today, that day our Rawlings ebusia for ebe tena bonte so mo ti abonte no mu sun aha na so mo baje fans party mo boa yenku yanim.
Why did you execute Afrifa? Why did you execute Afrifa? He was retired, he was in his village. What did he do wrong?
It might interest you to know that Afrifa was being provocative, and I had him locked up.
But TNU, that time no, where you think God, Rawlings, you think God to the sense that yen canasem, or no say Afrifa because you be a provocative means Afrifa share na bufu. So Afrifa na dahi, was Afrifa no chat was Afrifa share na bufu. I or thank God Ghana fu nyame that time no wono ne we chese nyame obu aten no me ye chi ni tum wono no Rawlings na kan wo muntie no yenko yenim.
I had him locked up, and he wasn't feeling too good, so I said they should send him to the hospital. And after he recovered, I remember very well, and the gentleman who was keeping an eye on him was called Dennis. He was also in Achimota school. 1 or 2 years ahead of me. He was with intelligence machinery then.
According to Rawlings, no, or say, or chi Afrifa koto na fe won fili we nti busa say uhwe adabuga suban na uhwe Rawlings suban na uhwe soja fo de no mo ya e ka kira wo say omo bu Afrifa e wo won mpan ye tse no mo ye ne lagati ye de niam abone eni ti wo ya no obi a e be kire ko prison won yare e de no yare afi de o say fa no hospital. Yes. And then your man constructive criticism say Rawlings ne break Afrifa wo prison said you kan ye no wo wie because mami abechew say wo ye too no said no work say Afrifa e yakakabense wo dwa no to me ye ko che no locked me up no an wo wie no prison wo no de si ye no eno na wo no ye ka kire no ye nto aso
that he had recovered. He's okay now. What do we? I said let him go home. And yet later had to be brought back. You see what I mean?
Why?
One evening, I don't know if it was the evening before the departures had to take place.
Pachotienio, Rawlings kase departures are ebra was send nipa wo kokum wo mu. Ghana fo a wo kokum wo mu. Enye departures say play ne too. Nipa wo kokum wo mu and wo can departures have to take place. I wono eja wono moja. Yeah. Rawlings.
I went.
You mean the executions?
Correct. I went to see a respectable general of ours. In fact, I don't know if it was the evening before the departures had to take place. I went.
You mean the executions?
Correct. I went to see a respectable general of ours. In fact, someone who just missed, had a close, what you call it. He just escaped, being hurt, also being killed on that June 4th day. A man whose life was saved because I held him in very high regard. So I went to show him the list. I was in a very heavy mood. I remember where he sat, and I sat on, what do they call it, a couch. Those leather things people rest their feet on.
Yeah, the leather puff.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And looking away from him. And I'd given the list to him. And I was very, very heavy. I'm saying I couldn't hold back the tears because we had tried everything to prevent it. The executions of the commanders. And after about 2 minutes or so, I heard him behind me ask, and where's the rogue? was the rogue. The rogue's name is not on the list. So, I mean, this shocked me a little.
And did you know who he was talking about?
No. So I turned towards him, expecting him to say who he meant by that rogue. Because here you are, trying to prevent a situation with such a list. For him to be asking to an additional name, a name that was also not on the list, took me aback a little, you know. But I turned towards him and looking towards him. And
Ghana form, the young people are muting me. I am doing this video for the record's sake. Say still, any person pretend to say Rawlings did not kill anyone. It is not true today and tomorrow and the near future. Rawlings has confirmed a list of people one line up on Okukum Womu and yet Afrifa de Bear Munti. Obi Obetra will say Rawlings in Kumu Bia Waboa. Rawlings in Wenu Tone Wakano. The list of Unkofua departure, meaning killing time, a kum awokum woman. Until Obia Obetratro sell Rawlings in Kum Nipa Wobwa. Or no one the bopa, or no one in the soldiers and or catcher wasino. Yentuaso.
yeah, so I was looking at him like, whose name is it? Who's the person? When he said Afrifa. General Afrifa. So I'm still looking at him. Like, he will have to say more. And what did he say? He said Afrifa had been advanced a good load of money to wage a campaign against Champong's union government. Yes, at that time, I mean, things were pretty hot. And instead of using that money for that purpose, the money, incidentally, you know, as he said, came from an establishment within an organization in the West. I don't want to say the name now. And and instead of using that money to wage that campaign against the Champong, he used it, according to the general, to edge out, what's his name, Mr. Pawili, who I believe was the leader of the UNC at that time.
Correct.
He edged out Pawili and took over the leadership of that party. I cannot recall. I wasn't too much into the politics of those days, but that's what he said. Whether it happened or not, I don't know. Oh, well, in politics, I guess that could be sinful enough, I guess. So I kept quiet, collected the list, and went away and did what I had to do.
So did he add the name? Or did he ask you to then add the name?
It was obvious that his name would have to be added.
Okay.
Because
abusuafo a mohwere mo nkwa e wo Rawlings sa no monkafra why video we ama mahunu nyansa se mate Rawlings asese ono no anu wose na ni yede no ye hawk no obi da general bi da no wose wo mu ne din onka chese wo de nya abote din na de obeka ne nyina no obete aha no de ne wonim fa Afrifa ho no wo gidi emampa wo de ne ka was obvious ye mfa ne nka ne nkokono fi se wono na ye agya abobonua wono ne bo nipa nyina nti today on record wono na eka se obi ne misleading no tie ne ye pa Rawlings ade a wo de ye Afrifa ofira asante mampon yenko ye nim.
we would have to make some serious sacrifices. And the guiltier you are, the easier it could be. And here you had a list of innocent good people as well who would have to die to save hundreds.
And this,
according to Rawlings, no, Wono no eches wono I say nyame obu aten wa ye less sabre no na 79 wo ye innocent crazy ye kun yetimi kun na ye de wa save in people one e kan wo. And if you are a young person today 1979 ni what na hu Rawlings abusuafo a wo de wani ahwe me no say o papa mo o papa wo digana for bone wo digana ewu nti wo hu eya ba bi ni pagi na ni kra ma ho tenant just say eso dia wo ho akwan papa de ni powers what here wo say no why less e bi mi kra innocent but still eso wo kum wo mo kill them, let the blood flow so that to save why minimum pakro save no Ghana yete here Rawlings will save there, but because of no interest o cassette ya no wo ne nya adwen to the okay Afrifa so wo hu say Afrifa wo no say ye bedi kokonsa akere ne say Afrifa kote party bi wo ko support power which is other side no ntino ye nyini free ho we yini pa wo say or okuta excellence. Rawlings cannot and we will never allow JJ Rawlings to have any historical excellence or ye traitor just say wada da Ghana wa haye or say ye murderer today on record yanku yanim.
As was a general.
Sure.
Is he alive?
Yes. Yes.
Is he still your friend?
Oh, no. You must have, in a way I was a little naive also around that time. It wasn't until later that I saw through what he did. What he said could very well have been true. However, I think he wanted that man out of the way, Afrifa out of the way, because he felt, upstaged by General Afrifa by virtue of the 66 coup.
Right. We saw after what Rawlings nenu say sa general krona no free different tribe na Afrifa ya Santini it will be di trochere wono Rawlings no ono Rawlings na hu say no ade ne de sa general no as on pay Afrifa and to pay kwan bia say yenku Afrifa mfiri wona ne ho nto no tio na Afrifa busuafo nyina no ye mo nyina ya kwai ye nyina ye nipa but say bi mo nye nipa.
Until then, he thought he was a rising star, the point man for Western intelligence organizations. And now, the 66 who haven't happened, I guess he's the one they are dealing with, and not him who he thought was more qualified.
So you took his word then?
Oh, I used to hold him in such high esteem. Some other interest. On one occasion, I was sitting with a major friend of mine when we were discussing the move that had to be made, especially the one pertaining to dropping the bomb on a Champong. And in my conversation with this major friend of mine, or was he a captain then? What did he say? No, I said, a Champong in a way had corrupted so many good officers and, pushed out some of the other good ones, the senior ones. So I was saying that this general, for instance, is one of the good ones who could be brought back if or when General Akufo takes over to assist him, in terms of bringing on board efficient, disciplined people. He was one. And this captain friend of mine, just in the evening, in his corridor, what did he say? No, we don't need such holier-than-thou characters. This shocked me a little because he belonged to a certain tribe, just like he did, and I belong to also another tribe. But he said, no, we don't need such holier-than-thou characters. And I'm saying that I was shocked because when again could you need holier-than-thou characters?
Right. Eti utie asemu a Rawlings kan ya or general no obedi konkonsa kire no na general no every tribe bi mu every faso free tribe bi mu eti oye dey obetwa atoro kire no eti akire ena obehu se general no kra no eye holier than dan but no ma ye kunipa wo ye ku Afrifa kwa obetwa atoro amomo Rawlings am ye ku Afrifa free agene nkwa free ne nsam John Rawlings ne nsa no adwuma ni be no ne ba ene senator Rawlings wote parliament wono say support say ye Mutala Mohammed enwu JB down kwa ni mu asese wo ye traitor no ne CIA ene bo pose wo mo bring wo destroy Ghana. Rawlings bay wo jane papa eniema we. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. Yanku enim na Rawlings amame raho.
At this particular point in time, when so much had been corrupted, personalities corrupted, and we know the climate it's created, there are not many left. And here's a very competent person you could bring on board, and you're telling me, holier than thou. I mean, who's compromised himself? To such a point that you find a holier than thou character, intimidating. What were you going to ask?
So I was going to ask whether this person, is this still the general or this is another person?
Oh, no. It's that same general.
Same general.
He's a survivor. He's a survivor. The number of attempts he made on my life, and a few things. Read my book when it comes out.
Okay, we're looking forward.
I hope you'll be.
Eti mo amoni afie no mpanimfo na manyene no se obek na mo amonim general kra na later ko no apese wono so kun Rawlings no ya na mo ye hu comment section why na we the young people of today yensu so yetimi asua hunu general no kodi konkonsa kire Rawlings wo so mo didin no na wo wie wono ahunu sa akwa no kra so say chase in life I was say akwa na survivor sa general kro no twa toro e ma ne kokum Afrifa no drop your comments yanku anim
Live to read it. Oof. No, I'll stop here.
Okay. So if I can conclude on that, so if it wasn't for this general, Afrifa would not have been on the list.
No.
And so Afrifa's name on the list was not your preference.
No, I don't think. No, when we compiled the list, none of us had him in mind. I told you what had happened. He wasn't too well. I had him detained and sent to the hospital. When he recovered, I told Dennis to send him home. Afrifa was no part of it. But when you hold such a general in awe, and you're just a young officer, thrust into a situation like this, and people have to go, and he tells you something like this, he would know. Yeah. And it's not illogical.
Right. Do you regret it?
Pacho, hase na hwene yi pao. On say interview no ebisa ne say, do you regret what nu hu de wo de aye wo no? Hwe Rawlings dimina nyabotre hwe ni din. Ma we you very wicked. Hey, hwade wa ha. Wo de nyabotre hwade.
No comments yet. And people have to go, and he tells you something like this, he would know. Yeah. And it's not illogical.
Right. Do you regret it?
No comments yet.
Abusiafo a madehye ato Rawlings nsano munhye den why monana nananom eba betini nyina bi munhye den kwan ya Rawlings edemofa so no ntwa yie Rawlings anya de okum free ko so ti ono ano asemo a eye general bi eni di konkonsa kire no general bi o eni di konkonsa kire no enna ma ne kokum Afrifa ono de nan ko nye na dwen na asem ne so no se obibebusa se eye dai na akwachi Afrifa na de no be share prison na afi yade bo no ko ye nyina anim se wochi obi e de no be share ba bi na wanya no bibia no ebe no na sabre no osojafo no suban no na ye clear se won be dufu no on be tete no nti enei Rawlings die no be ya obeka kire se ono oye treneni Rawlings nye treneni ba bia ne samai wo se yisugu na som se na busuafo no hunu se ono papa adi nipa wu ha nipa bebre the Rawlings will be friends who you wudini or your murderer with this worker. Stop this pretending because it will never go well. Now, woman the question be may say ono ene day ono ne kan asem no be may say abugina pose onimo hwe yentie no na yento so.
Anybody who has followed my career and followed my involvement in Ghanaian public life will in all modesty attest to the fact that I don't speak in that nature. I don't speak in that manner. The words which are being falsely attributed to me are not words that I will ever use. That's not the way I speak.
Right. Eti mpani aka se kukurukuru jaya keke bejai. Ni nyina ya bema ye frɛ no Mutala Muhammad one shase yes adie no.
Book, Mr. Speaker. He was a traitor. He was a traitor. He never did anything good. But it's important to appreciate the fact that he betrayed his state. In fact, Martin Marida's book, Mr. Speaker. He was a traitor. He was a traitor. Sit down. He was a CIA. Sit down. Sit down. Before I walk into this chamber, it is good to espouse some of the good things he did. And I won't stand here and say he never did anything good. But it's important to appreciate the fact that he betrayed his state. In fact, Martin Marida's book, Mr. Speaker. He was a traitor. He was a traitor. Sit down. He was a CIA. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Before I walk into this chamber, I am quoting Martin Marida's book of the State of Africa. He described J.B. Dankwa as one of CIA agents who was paid to betray his country. These are not my words. These are not my words. Mr. Speaker, I have a copy. I have a copy of that book in my office. No way. He played no role to investigate the circumstance under which J.B. Dankwa died. Honorable member, conclude. He died in next Honorable member, conclude. Speaker. Honorable member, to die. Member of Parliament. Honorable member, who put honorable member the motion in it. Put it what? Honorable member, motion. Put it down. He's
Rawlings was a soldier who went into a bloody coup d'etat. Bloody coup d'etat, shot and killed many in order to gain power. Should we give him a bouquet of flowers? For the coup d'etat that saw the lives of many, have we so soon forgotten our history? The bloodiest coup d'etat that ever happened in this nation was instituted by Rawlings.
I rest my case. A word to a wise is in afar. So the fact still remains, Jerry John Rawlings, today on record, on confirming, so parley a list. So he killed so many people in the country. No one can dispute this fact. It doesn't matter how you feel. The fact still remains the fact, and that's the truth. That in politics, we can never forget this. In our history, we will never forget this. Rawlings killed so many people in this country. Rawlings killed so many people in Ghana with the help of his cronies, the Boogers, the Lebanese. I will know more deep on it, mining. So, Yenu Banwa, Senator Rawlings, we know, say, and you know, but your father cross was in somehow you have to carry. Because when you're overpower excellence or enjoy as a president from 92, as a democratic leader, or enjoy, but 79 coming, so you have to bear the consequences too. So we enjoy so take it out, take it easy. Why? Because we will discuss it every day, and your name cannot go away with it. Thank you. I the reason show. Logical reason, critical analysis. This is the part 1. Stay here. Drop your comments. Rawlings and Numasem and Nampese. The young people must hear this. Thank you. You better also another day.